Thank you so much. So this year, what we have done is we've got two sets of incentives. One is our regular incentives that we have, which is the Toastmaster-based incentives for membership. You have your Smedley, you've got your Beat the Clock, you've got Talk Up Toastmasters, you've got your 7 out of 7 pins that are there, the DTM pins. I mean, these are incentives that normally we do. And what we thought this time is also have some quarterly incentives. So the idea here is that we split the clubs into 4 groups. Okay, so that it's not just the outstanding clubs that get the incentives every time. We split them into 4 groups based on the size of the clubs. So the smallest clubs are between 8 to 16 members. Then you've got the Rising Stars. They are between 17 to 24 members. Powerhouse 25 to 40, and Pinnacle 41 members. I don't have slides today. I will share my screen so you can see this, which is already up on our website. I'll take you through it quickly and then open the floor for any questions you may have. Sounds good as a plan? Okay,
Yes.
so I'm going to now share my screen and then just let me know. Are you able to see this? Okay, so this is on our district website under resources. If you click, you can come into incentives, and this is a page that's been updated. As I mentioned, the general incentives are listed here. You don't have to do anything over here. We get the results from the Toastmasters International reports as well as our dashboard, and we will reach out and announce the winners on that. The next one, this is what I wanted to highlight and explain a little bit better. So the quarterly incentives, we have split the clubs into 4 groups. Okay, so you've got Spark clubs, Rising Stars, Powerhouse clubs, Pinnacle clubs. And then we have split it into 3 tiers. Okay, so tier 1 is Pathways Pioneers. So all the DCP points, your Distinguished Club Program, your level 1s, level 2s, level 3s, level 4s, all of that, you get points over here. Or your members, when they achieve DTM, etc., as a club, you get points over here. Then there is Leadership Innovators, which is how many of your club officers have attended training? Have you done anything which is innovative in terms of meetings, etc.? Excellence Champions is based on club operations. Are you submitting your reports regularly? Are you doing all the follow-ups properly? You've submitted your club success plan, admin, etc. Now, each of these clubs will go into each of these tiers. Okay, so I am now scrolling down to explain the tiers properly to you. So Pathways Pioneers, you get 10 points if one of your member hits level 1 or completes level 1. Okay, so the minimum requirement for the Distinguished Club program is 4 level 1s, which means you get 40 points if you have 4 level 1s. Now, this doesn't mean that if you have 25 members and you have 10 members hitting level 1, all 10 members will get 10 points. Okay, it doesn't mean that only 4 will get. Am I clear in that? So if 10 members of your club have completed level 1 in 1 quarter, then you get 10 points for those 10 members. 10 points into 10, that's 100 points, sorry. Okay, if you've got 2 level 2s is a minimum requirement. Okay, so if you've got 1 level 2, you get 20 points. If another member gets another level 2, they get another 20 points. That is 40 points as a club. And that's how per level is what we mean is per person gets 20 points. Now, for each of these, you know what is the value of the points you've got. So you've got 1 DTM in your club, the club gets 60 points. Now, there are these ones that are in blue. You can see them on the screen over here. These are linked to Google Forms. Okay, now I don't know as a as a trio member, that whether when have you completed your table topics contest? I don't know, right? Which is why there is a Google form linked over here. If you click through and you just put which club you are in, what officer you are, and when have you conducted your table topics contest. Okay. And therefore, if you put in for all these, you get 15 points at each level. So if you have completed your table topics contest, you get 15 points. If you do your evaluation contest, 15 points, and so on and so forth. Right? So these are the ones where we need our clubs to update the information for us. Okay. Now, if I move on to leadership innovators, if all 7 club officers have trained in the club officer training in round 1, you get 20 points. Round 2, you get 20 points. Moments of truth. Have you conducted a moments of truth in your club in season 1? When I say season 1, it is first half of the year. If you have conducted it, you'll get 10 points. If you have conducted it, you'll in the second half of the year, you get another 10 points for your club. If there is anyone in your club who has completed a path, then and you are doing a recognition program or an event where you recognize them, or in your club meeting you ensure that you recognize them, then you can put the details and you get 10 points. Mentorship program. Do you have a mentorship program in your club? If yes, fabulous, enter this. If not, has any of your club members or club officers applied to become a mentee or a mentor at the mentoring buddy program that we have at the district level? If yes, then too you get points. The whole idea is how is a club encouraging the members to grow and develop themselves? And not just members, officers too. If a club officer is interested in taking up leadership role beyond the club level for the next year, and they need some help in understanding that, apply for the mentoring program. And you will get someone who's ready to mentor you on that. Or if you are an experienced, distinguished Toastmaster and you're looking for a new challenge, become a mentee, a mentor. That too will get recognition, right? So that's the idea of the leadership innovators. The distinguished club partner, this is something which we have brought in, and I want to explain this in a little more detail. If in your area or you have 2 clubs which are doing exceptionally well and 2 clubs which are struggling, for whatever reason, redundancies, venue change, time change, whatever is the reason, can the top clubs in your area mentor or adopt or buddy up with the weaker clubs and help them become distinguished by the end of the year? If they do that, then the top club will get recognition as a distinguished club partner. And the weak club, which has become distinguished for the first time, will get recognition over here. So both the clubs gain by this program. What are the benefits of it? There is a better collaboration between your area. So each one works collaboratively with the other. It helps the area directors also to manage that entire relationship within the area, think better, and also gives an opportunity for an outstanding club to go beyond the boundaries of their club. Okay, that's with the distinguished club partner. Successful handover and transition at the end of the year is a handover happening to the next committee. If it's been done, then they should put that down. Now, all these incentives are based on the core Toastmaster principles of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. So we expect every club to not to follow these. It's not a objective. It's not an exercise of tick in the box, right? It's about how are we helping each other? How are we helping our members grow better and develop on their journey? Okay. Over here, excellence champions. If you've done some different initiative, are you creating some special events? Is your theme something different? I'm not talking about, oh, Halloween theme. Okay, I'm talking about, are you doing something different to bring up the energy in your club? Halloween theme, if everyone is dressed up in Halloween costumes and have and creating a different atmosphere in your club, yes, fabulous. Go ahead and it's a different initiative. But if you just say, oh, spring is here and we want to, it's a spring themed event, but there's nothing special about that event, then don't enter your details over here. Are you doing a speakathon over here? Are you doing something special as your 30th anniversary of the club event? Those are the things which should come here. And that is, you will get points for that because you're doing something different from what you have done regularly. Okay. Member onboarding program is when a new member enters a club or joins a club, are you doing something to ensure that they are set up for success, or they join in and that's it? Now, come on, start getting on pathways. Come on, start applying for your first speech. Is there an onboarding program that you've planned at your club level, at your area level, at your division level? Think about these things. These are just thoughts for you to, if you haven't added this in your club success plan, do you want to do something and keep developing and improving the quality of your club experience? And that's what this is about. There is a leaderboard. So I'll just click through. While Shubham checks this and fixes this. Shubham is the incentive team lead. And we've got Elango, the two of them who are working behind the scenes to make this happen. What we do is in each of these tiers, 3 clubs will be picked up. So you'll have 3 clubs from Spark clubs, the top 3 of the tier, who will get Pathways Pioneers. 3 of Rising Stars will be Pathways Pioneers. 3 of Powerhouse clubs will be that will get will get incentive, and 3 of Pinnacle clubs, right? So in each tier, 3 of each of these groups will get. Similarly, Leadership Innovators, 3 of each of these groups will get incentive, and Excellence Champions, 3 of these, which means a total of 36 clubs will get incentives every quarter, the top 3. And the incentive value is £40 for each club. So we're trying to ensure that some club, and possibly by the end of Q2 or Q3, you may have some Spark clubs switching into the next year because they have been following through, getting new members in, developing the quality, and their number of members might increase due to that, and they may go into the Rising Stars. So that's our aim, try and get as many Spark clubs to move into these tiers.
The leaderboards are working.
Thank you so much for checking that. Okay, super. Thank you. So you've got Spark Clubs over here. So I've selected Spark Clubs. I want to select Leadership Innovators. Okay, that's the second tier. These are the top 2 clubs that have come in. And in this case, we don't have a third club at this point, okay, because they haven't got points over here. So you have top 2 clubs over here. Now, if I go into, shall I go into Powerhouse clubs, which is where most of our clubs are. So in Leadership Innovators, you've got a lot of clubs with 20 points. Then we pick the total club points. So these are the top 3 clubs: Voice of Wales, Wembley Stadium Speakers, Thames Speakers. In Excellence Champions, you've got City Limits, Worthing, Voice of Wales. Okay, so Powerhouse clubs, and these are the clubs. Again, because all of them have same number of points, this is where the differentiation will take place. The reason why most of these clubs will have 20 points is because I don't think any of the clubs know about the Google Forms and where they need to enter, because that will be the differentiator. And hence, for this quarter, that is for July, August, September, we are extending the time till the 17th of October for people to fill in those details. And 20th, we will announce the final results. It's only for this quarter we're making an exception for this. Okay, now if I go into Pathways Pioneers, again, you can see City Limits has 320 points, Worthing Speakers 130, Voice of Wales speakers at 100. Now, if you only want to look at Pathways Pioneers, okay, so that is a first year, and you want to see what is the point, how are the points being split. So each club can look at it, and remember, this is work in progress, right? It's the first time we have released it. There may be something where we need to pick up. We assume it will all be accurate, but please do check as a club. There's no harm in checking and letting us know if something is amiss. So over here, if I go to Accenture, for example, comes under Powerhouse Clubs, active members 27. They don't have no points in Pathways Pioneers because none of the levels have been updated across. So this is something for the area directors and division directors to also take a look, which are the clubs where you would want them to gain points. Not that this information is any different from the dashboard. The dashboard also provides this, but it gives you an idea where we need to focus on and what we can do to help them move. If not in Q1, then in Q2, can we ensure things are done? Now, all the points that you gain in Q1, at the end of Q1, it will reset. So for Q2, if you have had 4 level 1s in Q1, you will not get points for those 4 level 1s in Q2 again. Okay, so that gives a chance for the next set of clubs to possibly gain something. Leadership Innovators. I'm just waiting for it to refresh again. This is in alphabetical order. It's not in ranking order. So we can go into whichever club you want and then see who's got the points. And how is the dashboard looking on this one? And you can, and there's an option to ask the assistant any question you have to. So this is what I wanted to share with you. Now I'm opening the floor for questions. Do you want me to keep the screen on?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Please.
I do have a question. It's about some of the incentives. So, for instance, if the club has a mentorship program, I assume that they should fill in the Google form once per quarter and get 10 points in each quarter for the fact that they have an ongoing mentorship program. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. Shubham, you want to add something here?
Nope, I think that is correct. If every quarter they fill the form and they have ongoing program, we can award them point.
Sure. And I think you said that normally the deadline is going to be the exact end of the quarter. So, for instance, if someone held an evaluation contest, if someone held a humorous speech contest on the 30th of September, then normally they should make sure they've entered that by the 30th of September to get the credit in the relevant quarter.
Correct.
When the contest took place.
Correct. It's only in this instance because we have extended
because it's
it
new,
to the
we've
17th.
extended the quarter,
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and once they have done the humorous and table topics, they can't fill it again for the next quarter for humorous and table topics, right? And because they won't get points for that because they've already been recognized in the previous one.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Seema. I was looking at this dashboard. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to open it up, but I realized that the number of active members is wrongly coded there because during the renewal period, we lost some of our members. So how can I get that corrected?
Is the dashboard reflecting the right numbers now?
No,
The
it's not.
Toastmasters
No,
dashboard?
no, it's not.
It's not,
Sorry,
right?
sorry. So do you mean our own dashboard?
Toastmasters International, yeah. our Toastmasters International dashboard.
Okay. I have to check that.
Because the data is being pulled in from that.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes because it's that transition period, right? September end and March end, usually there is a delay. So it will get refreshed by the 15th of October, 15th or 20th of October, and the data will be pulled up at that time, and you will see it all reflecting the actual numbers.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will check back then.
Yeah,
What-
and we will also be refreshing the data for September before the 20th of October when we announce the results.
Okay, great.
But do keep an eye and ping back. Let me know if there is a challenge, and I'll work with Shubham and Ilango on that.
Nice. Thank you so much. I
Pleasure.
have a couple more questions. So one
Sure.
was around the points. You mentioned some monetary reward for the points. I could not hear the number of points that we need to collect for how much?
Good question. So it is not based on how many points you get, it's based on your particular club tier
Mm-hmm.
who has got the maximum points. So the top three in your tier, whoever's got. So it may be 10 points for all you know. It could be 100 points for all you know, but it all depends on how the performance is in your particular tier of clubs.
Okay.
So these are the 4 groups that we have, club groups. And so if it's a rising star, for example, that is clubs with 17 to 24 members, if the top 3 points are 150, 130, and 100, then those are the 3 clubs that get recognition.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, and we reset, it goes back to 0 for the next quarter so that the other clubs have an opportunity to get it, and it's not the same set of clubs that win.
Great. One more thing. You mentioned something about the deadlines. I could not note that down as well.
Yeah, so the deadline, it's every quarter, right? So the 30th of September, then after that, 30th of December, March, and then finally end of June, right? Those are the dates. At the end of every quarter, it's calculated. Now, what happens is we understand that Toastmasters International HQ takes a little longer when it is the payment cycles and when it is the end of the Toastmaster year. So we will account for that. We will ensure that we give those extra days to ensure that the information is updated and it's accurate.
Okay, so you mentioned that this time around for the last quarter, the deadline is getting extended. Is that like,
Yes, we are giving time till the 17th of October for
okay?
the clubs to log in and enter all the details on their Google Forms so that officially on the 20th, around 21st, we announce the incentives.
Okay, great. Thank you, Seema.
My pleasure. Yes, Richard.
So just coming back, so the clubs are assigned to the group based on their number of members at the start of the quarter.
Yeah.
And then, so just coming back to the question about the displayed number of members in the dashboard, should we expect that to be frozen as being the number of members that they had at the start of the quarter? Is that what would you expect to see there? Or is that still a live number that's going to vary over time?
It will be a live number, because it's picking up the details from the dashboard.
Okay.
So if a club has yeah, it will be a live number, but they will be still within that tier because we have assigned the tier to them at the beginning of the quarter.
Right. Okay. So if they had a certain number at the start of the quarter, they will stay in that group throughout that quarter, and they will only change once we reset to start the following quarter.
Correct.
And also, because you mentioned we're taking data from the dashboard,
Yeah.
and after the renewals, there's a quite significant delay before the dashboard is updated to reflect the new numbers of members.
Yeah.
So how will that work in terms of assigning the clubs to the groups?
Yeah, so good question, right? So the dashboard will get refreshed or updated by the 20th of October, which is why we are giving that extension, that period. So on the 20th of October is when we'll announce the final results. Because yeah, the education programs, all
Yeah.
that will be updated at that point. And then we will transition the clubs into the next year for the
Yeah.
period October onwards.
So, but then we'll also have that delay every March and every October. Oh, sorry, every
Correct.
April and every October.
Correct. And that's what I referenced to at the beginning, that for those 2 periods, we will give that extension lead
Okay.
time. We have that in mind for it, because
Oh, I
I
see.
don't want
Okay.
the clubs not to benefit because of delays at the HQ level.
Okay.
Seema, Candy has a question to
Yeah.
clarify who has access to the forms.
All the clubs, anyone can access the forms, but in terms of entering, we ask, the drop down is club officers. So we expect the club officers, and any club officer it can be. It doesn't have to be the president or the VPE or anyone. Any club officer can enter that. So if you look at the Google form, it gives you the drop down and you can fill in the details.
Seema,
Yeah.
I had a few more questions. So I'm looking at it right now. Is
Okay.
it possible? So as an area director, am
Yeah.
I also, can I actually see which clubs have entered what details? Because if I cannot see, I cannot really motivate or guide anyone. So what have they done? Like, for example, for Harrovian speakers, can I, as an area director, go back and check what have they what details have they entered?
Yeah, you can see it on the leaderboard. Give me a second. I'm just showing how the Google form works. So this is for the table topics contest, answering the first part of your question. This is the list of the clubs. You click on the club that works for you, the club officer list, who is the club officer that is submitting it, and then your name, when did you hold the contest, etc., 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 is all here. So the date the table topics was done, the humorous speech, and you can do it. I would enter the contest details when you have done the contest. Okay, now going back to your question, I'll just, if my laptop works properly. Okay, leaderboard. So in Pathways Pioneers, if you click on this, Kanti, you can see the detailed breakdown. Okay. So for all your clubs, you can look at each club. So in this case, you want to look at Harrovian speakers. Okay. Look at active members, Pathways Pioneers. They've got 0 L1 points, L2 points, L3 points, So from this, you get a clarity whether if members are completing their levels, but it's not being updated on the base camp, then is that the issue over here? You'll get that overview.
Okay, this is helpful. Sorry, but I didn't get, how did you navigate to that page where you can see all the clubs and
Oh, okay. So you come onto, so I did explain this at the beginning, so maybe you missed that. You come onto resources on our District 91 website.
yeah,
When you click on that, you click on to incentives.
yes,
Yeah. When you
yeah,
click on incentives, you come to this page. Then when you scroll down in this particular page, you have incentives leaderboard.
okay,
You click on that and it takes
yeah,
you to the leaderboard. And then
yes,
the leaderboard, you can select which clubs. This is for individual clubs, yeah? So Rising Stars, Pathways Pioneers, these are the top clubs who have got the incentive. The top ones are highlighted in yellow. So you can then map, so if this particular club is at 100, why not has got an opportunity to get another 10 in and move into that? It's a leaderboard. It's an active leaderboard. For you as a AD, you can go into each of these tiers. Pathways Pioneers, Leadership Innovators, Excellence Champions. scroll through and then see how each one is faring.
Okay, I'm feeling a bit silly Friday morning. I am on that page. On the leadership board, I can see the clubs and I can see those yellow lines and stuff. But I still don't know how did you come to this? How did you land to this screen?
On the left side of your screen, can you see the three options?
Three dots? No,
Yeah,
that's
or,
not the
or
one.
maybe you have to click on those two arrows to open it up.
Can you see the arrows over here on the top left?
Yes. Okay.
Click on that.
Yeah.
And then can you see the three?
No, I'm still not on this screen. I'm on the previous screen, the leadership board. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. And then can you see the screen here? The
Yes.
two arrows here?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you click on that, what does it show?
To me, it shows leaderboard, pathway pioneers, leadership innovators, and excellence champions.
Fantastic. Now click on Pathway Pioneers.
Pathway pioneers. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that was
Got
silly
it?
of me. Yeah.
No, absolutely not. I'm glad you're asking this question because I'm sure there are many who would have this in their mind but may not ask, right? So it's okay. Absolutely
Okay.
okay.
Thank you, Seema.
No problem. Any more questions?
You've got us down as a powerhouse club, but this, unfortunately, we lost quite a few members this last renewal because people moved on, families and things like that, and work
Sure.
issues. So we're now actually 20 members.
Sure. So in the
Um,
next quarter, you will move into the previous group
the
as in the
Rising
other group.
Stars.
Yeah, Rising Stars.
Okay. This is quite a comprehensive.
So you'll
I'd s-
remain in a particular tier for the quarter because it depends on how you started the quarter with. At the end of the
Right.
quarter, when the next quarter begins, we will look at your numbers and move you into that respective tier.
Okay.
So we are
So
hoping by the end
yeah.
of the year, you come back into Powerhouse.
Yeah, I hope so. So we conducted our Moments in Truth in September, but our humorous speech and table contest we conducted last week in October. So will they? I know you've extended the date to submit the first Q1. What happens in that respect then? Well, obviously, Moments of Truth will be the first Q1.
Yeah.
And then the
Humorous speech
contest.
contest will come into Q2.
Right.
And which is why
Okay.
when you put the date, when you fill that in the Google form, we can filter
Yeah.
it based on the month it has come in, right? And then we
Right.
will add you into that respective quarter.
Okay. And then second, my other question was, is this directly linked to Basecamp then? So if our members go in and complete the levels on Basecamp, does this get automatically updated? Or is it for us to come up and say, oh, sorry, this person I'm about to complete level 3, we're going to complete level 3?
So all the things that is mentioned here, which is not in blue, okay,
Yeah.
all these things, we will extract it directly from the dashboard on the Toastmasters dashboard.
So you're going to do that?
We have already put in a program which picks that data from dashboard. You don't have to let us know about
So it's
anything.
an automatic thing. So it's for our members to make sure they go in and complete each level.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
And for the VPE to approve that final thing, when they complete, that is most important. And which is why we are saying, you have to timely submission. So not just of club goals, of individual goals, ensure that you're not banking club goals for the end of the year, because some clubs do that. They collect, they don't enter it regularly. And so the members don't know what level they are at, how are they progressing. And suddenly end of the year, you have all the club member goals being submitted. It is to prevent that we are having this quarterly one to ensure
No,
that everyone
that's
does it
exactly
on
what was
time and the
happening with
members,
us.
and members know how they're progressing, right? At the end of the
Yeah.
day, this is for your clubs to support your members and their growth.
Yeah. No, this is one of the things that we're going to be trying to do this year under the new leadership team with Winchmore Hill speakers, because that's what we were finding previously. You know, they were coming back to us saying, committee members, oh, can you please log in quickly before the state, before the state, before the state? And members obviously have got everything going on, and it does take a bit of time to go through those levels, answer those assessment questions, and then answer them again, and all the rest of it. So
Yeah, yeah.
we're just trying to get our members getting more used to using Toastmasters.org, not only just to levels, but also resources as well, rather
Very
than
good.
just come to our very energetic and very lively contests. You know, it's great. It's a great Monday evening.
Yeah.
But then I think it gets forgotten about. So we are trying to, as part of the onboarding, is just to make sure that they're attuned to Toastmasters as well.
Yeah.
.org, the actual website.
No, absolutely. You're getting them used to it and getting them into that whole process of being self-sufficient, right? But having said that, we are all there. I mean, all of us
Yeah.
also on that learning journey. I don't know everything that's there on Toastmasters
Mm.
International, right? If you come with a question, I will reach out to my resources, my mentors, and ask those questions and come back to you. And that's what we want to build with our members and our clubs, area directors, division directors. It's all work in progress for us.
Yeah.
And we try to be as self-sufficient as possible, but otherwise we have each other's backs to ask questions and get the information.
I've got a final question then. Do we have deadline dates when these have to be in by? Will there be reminders, or is that something that we've got to put in our own calendars and things?
So there won't be reminders.
Okay.
It's all there on the website. It's updated, which is why we're having these drop-in sessions. Every end
Right.
of quarter, it gets updated, and the leaderboard will show who are the winners, and we will announce it through our newsletters, through our website, through emails, to different clubs to let them know they have won this incentive. So we will inform the results. The results will be shared, but updating all this with especially the ones in blue over here that you can see, those are the ones that is the responsibility of the clubs. And I'm sure the area directors and division directors will definitely let the clubs know to just remind them that do look at the incentive dashboard, try and get incentives. This is for you as a club to get, right? We want to give you those incentives. And that's why we have created these 4 club groups so that it's not just the top clubs that win all the incentives. And 36 clubs per quarter can get this. So the more, and what is it that makes one club different from the other? What are the innovations you're doing? What is it that you're doing to ensure your club members are supported well? Those are the points that will get you, give you an edge over the other clubs.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yes, Smita.
No, what is the incentive actually?
So yeah, I did mention while I was talking through, it's 40 pounds per club, 36 clubs per quarter. And if we manage to get some more budget towards the end, I'm not promising anything. We will look at the top performing clubs across all 4 quarters and then recognize them too. But let's look at that towards the end of the year.
Thank you.
I think it's quite a good way to keep people, or to keep our clubs in check every quarter. I mean, obviously, it is going to take a lot of organization and delegation, I think, in some respects, to make sure things just get done. But I think it's a good one to make sure that. I think what I was feeling when I took on the presidency, I didn't want the energy to go up and then down and then use slack. So
Yeah.
I guess this is one way of assisting at least club officers to make sure that the energy is there and we look at our club success plans, and we don't forget about,
Yeah.
what we said we would try and do from the start. It was quite
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah,
A
it's
lot
to
of,
keep the momentum on, right? And
yeah,
and I like what you said. The club success plan, we have always said it's a living document, right? It is not
yeah,
written and submitted. So every time the committee meets, look at your club success plan. Some things may
yeah,
not work anymore. Okay, you may have to tweak it further, but at least the goals that you've set for yourself, you may have to find a different way to achieve those goals.
mm,
But,
mm,
but and that helps everyone, and ensure that you share the club success plan with your club members too, so they know what the club is aiming towards, and it's not just the responsibility of the 7 committee members. Every club
yeah,
member is involved in helping the club achieve those goals, and that's a good way to get people, one, to understand the work that happens behind the scenes, and also encourage them to take up leadership roles next time, because they
mm,
know what the club has been striving for this year. So that's
okay.
the ethos behind setting all this up. um yeah, thank you for the feedback. Rajan?
Yeah. The 40 pounds, is it for 40 pounds per quarter or 40 pounds per year?
40 pounds per quarter, and this money is to be used for either your room hire or your Zoom hire, or to buy things from the Toastmasters store for your club.
So do they get a cash thing or do they get a voucher kind of a sum which
They
is
will get a
designated?
voucher. They'll
Okay.
get a voucher and a certificate from our incentives team. And the email will go to your president, it will go to your VPE and your treasurer for the quarterly incentives. And for the regular incentives, it will go to the VP of membership, president, and treasurer. So all three will get this information, and they claim it via Concur.
Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
My pleasure. And I know some corporate clubs may struggle to claim this if they are due to the rules that they have within the clubs. Your area director and your division director will be able to claim this on your behalf, and buy the Toastmaster, the materials that you need from the Toastmaster store, and hand it over to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Richard?
You mentioned a few times about the 9 clubs or 36 clubs winning. Is it possible that the same club could win in 2 categories, for example, Pathways Pioneers and Leadership Innovators in the same quarter, or is that not possible with that?
It is possible,
Okay.
because if they are doing well in each of the 2 categories, they should get recognition for it.
Okay. So a single club across the whole year, in theory, could win £480.
In theory, yes.
Okay.
But in practice, it won't happen that way. Okay. I think we are done. If you've got any more questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Smita, yes.
Seema, I've already been addressing this question and reaction coming from some of the clubs in Division D, but I would like you to address it. The pushback is this is asking us to drive so many behaviors in our club that we just don't have the time for, and we couldn't be bothered to do all of this every quarter just for £40. What would you say to such a club officer?
So I can't say anything beyond this, saying that instead of having incentives being given to just the top performers, we're giving an opportunity for every club tier to have an opportunity to win this. They don't have to do anything beyond just filling these 5 or 6 forms, right? Rest of the things is automatically being created, and they will be getting it automatically. However, if they find that they don't want to enter the table topics contest details, that's fine. It's a choice. I mean, it's not mandatory for everyone. But if you believe that you want to develop and you want to help your clubs grow, and you want your club members get recognition for the work that they're putting in, then we are here to do that.
Agreed. But that comment was not so much about the form and the process of getting the incentive. The comment was about in a year, if we have to do MOTs and contests and file awards every quarter and club success plan, everyone's okay with, but also look at mentoring program or buddying up for another club, plus training all our 7 officers. It's just a lot of work to try and be in the top 3 in every tier for the club officers, and they just want to be focusing on the members, and they don't seem to think that doing these kind of activities like MOT and all will actually impact their members, which is what I've been trying to explain to them. But it'll be better coming from the horse's mouth, that why all this work and why all this behavior throughout the year is really important.
Smita, Toastmasters has come up with moments of truth. We have done moments of truth in our club. Kanti can give you feedback on how it's helped our members in my own club, right? We are not talking about running MOTs every quarter. We are telling that if you have done MOT in the first quarter, first half of the year, then apply for it, get points for it. If you haven't done, it's okay. You won't get the points for it. Doesn't matter, right? But if you plan to do it in the second half of the year, then go for it and do it. And it's not something that you have to set outside your club meeting. You do it within your club meeting and you get those points for your club, right? If you feel that none of these things help the club develop, you don't need to apply. It's absolutely fine. It's a choice that you and your club members have taken for your particular club. It's not a decision as a district that I'm imposing on you. It's a decision that your club members and you take a call on and do that. And you did mention about 40 pounds per quarter. That is based on the incentive amount that we can get, right? If I get more, I would love to give 100 pounds to each of the clubs, right? But it's not possible. What I have limited resources, I'm trying to maximize that and give it to maximum number of clubs. And again, this is an experiment. We're going to try and see how this works. If it works for all, we carry on. Otherwise, there's always an opportunity for something new to be done. Thanks. Pearl, over to you. And we have 1 minute.
Not so much a question, Seema. Thank you for this presentation. However, I just want to add on what you've just said, that everything that we are actually sharing on this leaderboard is what we've done. And if we look at it as an admin, just an extra admin activity, just to put in what we've done already to make the club excellent will be something great to do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And not much of admin too, right? It's just 3 or 4 things where as a district or as we don't have visibility or we won't know about it unless you tell us about it. The rest of the things we have visibility, we pull the data in. We don't want you to do. So our main focus has been how do we simplify things for clubs? How do we ensure that we are very supportive of the work that they're doing or support them on their journey? And then, of course, at the end of the day, it's all about excellence and the service. And that's the objective. How can we serve you better? That's a theme that we have been working on. Great. Thank you so much for your time.